So we're out here checking on some of our wild blueberry and wild huckleberry crops, the black huckleberry as well as the blue oval leaf blueberry. We're near the interior rainforest, and out here you can see we have lots of devil's club, lots and lots of ferns, as well as lots of mosquitoes. So very rich soil, very wet climate, very productive. The blueberry crops this year, there's lots of mosquitoes. The blueberry crops this year are going to be not the best because of the drought we had last year. Some plants look like they'll do okay, but the majority of plants that we're looking at don't have the highest amount of immature fruit on them. So it might not be the best year. We'll see. Okay, so here is a nice little treat. First Nations use this plant or the root to make a fermented drink. This is the wild sarsaparilla, not sarsaparilla, but sarsaparilla. If you look at the shape of this plant, when you're looking at it, it looks almost like a martini glass. And you've got several opposite leaves with a tri-lobed leaf on the end. But the root makes a delicious drink. You can find this in most ecosystems that are moderately wet to even fairly dry. Okay, so one of the reasons we're out today in the interior rainforest is we're taking a look for this guy right here. This is chicken of the woods mushroom. So of course this is last year's mushroom. But there'll be more growing up in the spring as well as late summer, early fall. So we look for big dead spruce trees that have fallen over and in wet areas, and that's typically where we find it. So this guy is a great substitute for chicken, chicken tenderloins, any type of meat products that you're wanting to eat. So it's pretty good stuff. So, where's your bug net, Jenny?
I don't know where it is.
That's a pretty big mistake, isn't it? So this is the site that you'll see when you find this guy. Now, when you find the mushroom when it's not a year old, like this stuff here that's all white, it's going to be bright orange and yellow on the underside. You cannot mistake it for anything else, and it's absolutely delicious. Okay, so here we are right at the edge of a beautiful bog, and we find cloudberry. So some of the common names of that would be baked apple pie berry, because the berries do taste just like apple pie. They're orange in color. It's in the ruberous family, the same as raspberries. You can see that we're surrounded by Labrador tea, and we're sitting on top of peat moss. So very wet environment, and quite often you'll find it right out in the bog. When you're walking on the bog, it feels like you're walking on clouds, hence the name, because it's so soft and fluffy. So these are the type of areas that you'll find. So this bog has a particular amount of water out in it, but you can see around the edge it's all of these red peat moss, and this is the place where you'll find cloudberry. So if you see all those little white flowers in the video, those are cloudberry. Very delicious. What's wrong, Jenny?
My boots are a little short.
Kind of like walking on a wet cloud or a sponge. By the way, when walking in a bog, be careful. You can get stuck in the bog and become a bog person that is excavated in a few thousand years. So take caution.